Hello and welcome to this video on Spire. I normally don't do these kind of videos with gaming content on this channel. However, I was playing some Spire and I'm absolutely enjoying it. And I thought, you know what? Let's make a video about my latest run. I did a daily climb and I managed to do some really cool stuff here and there. Eventually got to the boss battle, and this video I want to show you how that went and what my plan was. And yeah, you can tell me if I got extremely lucky or if you thought that I could make some different decisions. Anyway, I just want to go over it and show you all. So here we go. Alright, so this was the daily climb on the 26th of October 2023. This is the first time I'm actually attending a daily climb, and it was a variant where you were playing as the Ironclad. You start with 3 modifiers. One of them is the blue cards that appear, but as well you and the opponent gain +3 strength at the start, and you start with 5 of the same cards, which are the Reckless Charge, deal 7 damage, shuffle dazed into your draw pile. What the deck eventually wants, and I don't know if the person that made this daily run, thought you had to like go full on swing first turn and destroy the opponent, or if you had to play more like a safe protective game. I went on and played like lots and lots of damage. Bam, bam, bam. I only got cards that did high value, high damage, and skipped all the cards that did a little to no damage. Eventually, I managed to get 44 cards in my deck, inclusive with 2 curses. Let's take a look at those cards. Here we have Flash of Steel, deal 6 damage, draw 1 card. I got that 1 card pretty late. Infernal Blade did absolutely wonders. Panic Button was a card that I added at the very end, at the last merchant I came across, and yeah, I thought I need to get that card together with a secret technique that will put a skill from the draw pile into my hand in case things get messy. What else do we have here? We have Armament with the intent to not upgrade any of my other cards, which I didn't do so much after that. I had this idea where I just tried to get a nice hand without any upgraded cards and then play Armaments plus and then upgrade all of my cards. Dual Wield, adding 2 of the cards in your hand. Mostly I use that for the 0 cost cards because yeah, they just give me lots of value in that one turn, plus the strength. So that was cool. Madness was added as well. Did also some things to Mind Blast, which are an innate card that deal damage equal to the number of cards in your draw pile. With 44 cards total in my deck, that also did a lot of damage at the start. We have Melter, which remove all block from the enemy. When I saw in Act 3 that I was gonna play against the Donu, I knew that I had to get a Melter because they keep on like getting blocked, and I have to do something about that. Later on, also Spot Weakness. Spot Weakness wasn't that good at the end. I got the Frog Relic. It gives you 75% more vulnerable or more attack power when the opponent is vulnerable, and strength doesn't do much about that, but it still did a little bit. I didn't gain a lot of attack from that. I also added Scrape to get all those 0 cards in my hand. Don't have many of them, but I just wanted to get those whenever I could. Bash did a lot of things with vulnerable, and Shockwaves. 2 Shockwaves I added as well. Also did a lot of damage here. Alright, so in my opening hand, 2 Mind Blasts, doing a lot of damage here, 44 each. I was really happy about that. I was deciding if I wanted to attack the left one or the right one first. I know that they both do the same, I think, but they will switch each other's turns with attacking every time. I was also deciding if I wanted to dual wield 2 Mind Blasts or a Rebound, because I was counting my mana, my energy, and I saw that I only have 4, so I couldn't play like all of the Mind Blasts. And I wondered, what if I dual wield the Rebound, because that will put the next card back on the stack, which will allow me to play it again. So I think if I dual wield Mind Blast, I would only play 3 Mind Blasts, but if I played dual wield on Rebound, then I would be able to play 2 Mind Blast this turn, and then a Mind Blast next turn. I changed my mind and didn't play the dual wield at all, because I calculated that if I play dual wield on rebound and get another rebound in my deck, I wouldn't be able to use the second rebound on a Mind Blast, because I didn't had the 5th energy to play that Mind Blast. So rather than playing dual wield, I just rebounded 1 Mind Blast back in my deck, played the other one, and then cast the Ball Lightning. So just get as much value as possible on the right guy, making it already go to almost below half HP. Getting those 2 dazed didn't matter so much to me. They do get some strength every turn, I believe, or every other turn. So that was dangerous. I got a Shockwave here, Melter. Unfortunately, couldn't use the Melter at all. But Shockwave was definitely one of my priorities here. Just getting those weakness in there for 5 turns and vulnerable. But then I realized, wait, they have artifact on them. So that wouldn't add any value here. Also had a Madness, which will like be useful for the Shockwave. But for Melter and Mind Blast, it didn't do so much. So I just played the weak. I thought I have another weak in my deck that will be useful here. Just remove those artifacts and that's fine. Now I thought Mind Blast is definitely the higher hit here. I need to play that one. And Reckless Charge as well. More damage here. So, alright. So the left guy is making them gain block 16. Which is very unfortunate that I just got rid of my Melter. But here I got Infernal Blade, which allows me to get a random card that's cost 0 this turn. So I wonder what that would be. Hyper Beam, deal 31 damage to all enemies, lose 3 focus. Now, the lose 3 focus is definitely something that is bad in like normal defect plays. But in this case, me playing the Ironclad with 5 strength, that actually did much damage to both of them. As you can see here, I'm thinking a lot, taking a lot of thought on my next move. And the reason why is that I actually thought that I was dead here. If you take a close look here, the enemy is going to attack 16 times 2, which is 32. However, I kept thinking that 16 times 2 was 38. So I actually thought that I was screwed there. I died. I look over to myself to see if I have any effects that will save me. I was even thinking about my relics. Is there something that will save me here? But then I did the calculus again, counting, and I noticed that I will be left with 6 more HP, I believe. 8 more HP, actually. So I was all good, no worries. The opponent is intending to gain block, so I had a free sweep here. I had Echo Form, which will allow me to play my first card every turn, double, which I actually forget about later on. So yeah, first playing Flash of Steel, because that will give me draw cards. Sweeping Beam will also give me a card drop. So I was thinking I should play Sweeping Beam. I think also here I looked at Echo Form online and saw if Echo Form actually works when you play it. But I don't think it worked. I think it only works when you like play a first card your turn when Echo Form is already played in the previous turn. So I play Echo Form in the hope that next turn I'll get some value out of it. And then just play all of my cards here. Adding a dazed is not my biggest concern. And then also getting some weak over there, because next turn it's going to attack and hopefully that weak will save me somehow. So about to hit for 24 damage. I got my secret technique, which will allow me to grab for that panic button, which I was thinking about playing here. Lastly, I was also looking at Shockwave here, because Shockwave will gain vulnerable, and I have the Paper Frog relic here as well. I was really struggling here. What should I play? I was looking through my deck if there's anything I'm missing, maybe something that I will gain in my discard. And actually I was trying to see how much defense the regular cards gain plus the 4 dexterity that I have. So that will come out at like 9, I think. So 9 plus 9 is 18. That would save me if I used the armaments and upgraded all my cards. All right, so I went with Shockwave. The vulnerable will help me out pretty much here. So I picked it, and then I came across this again, this pop-up, making me choose another skill to get in my hand. And I forgot about the Echo Form. Yeah, getting the second strategic technique here. So then I was like, okay, then I'll get my other best option, which is Armaments. It will give me enough block to survive the attack, and it will now also upgrade Shockwave, which allows me to get 5 turns of vulnerable and weakness. I thought about spot weakness for a bit, but then I was like, no. Armaments is here the way to go. 5 turns, which will allow me to get vulnerable and weakened on not only 1 attack, not 2 attacks, but actually 3 attacks here, because it's planning to attack now. Next turn, defend. 3rd turn, attack. 4th turn, defend. And 5th, it will attack again. So I thought that was my best strategy plan here. First, play the Armaments. 3 mana left, and then play the Shockwave with another defense, and that would be enough. Also playing the Reckless Charge because it's 3 damage. So here we actually see that I'm confused. Why is it still 12 times 2? And then I realized, oh wait, it still had weakened from that 1 card that I played earlier. So I actually was a bit panicking here, like, oh what? I thought that the weakness would add up again. But then I looked and I was like, okay, this is fine. I will still survive 21. I'll only get 3 damage, so I'll be at 5. But here we see our new hand. I have Panic Button. Don't need it right now at all. I actually don't want to play it because it will only make me unable to block. So I saw, okay, Streamline 43 damage. That's a lot. Cleave 28 damage. Keep in mind, I have the Paper Frog Relic, so I'll gain a lot of damage here. Wild Strike, adding 43 damage here. Adding a wound, I didn't matter. And I had to decide if I wanted to play Panic Button, which I don't want to because of the block that I won't gain from the next turn. Then I also got 0 damage from the Electric Charge. Funny story. And here I look at my hand. Headbutt twice and Blood for Blood, which is 0 cost because I took a lot of damage this boss battle. The Dazed and Wound is alright, but here I thought really quick and I saw that the Blood for Blood would be enough, killing the opponent. And yeah, defeating the 3rd boss. My first daily climb was done here. You heard the achievement sound effect from Steam that I got the daily climb for the first time here. It was absolutely fun to play this one. Really enjoyed my time here at the daily climb. I'm pretty new with Slay the Spire. I have now 50 hours in it, and I'm absolutely enjoying it a lot. I think it's a very cool game. It fits my alley. I think it's how you say. I'm not sure. And yeah, I'm enjoying my time a lot with this game. Deck builders really fun. So here I'm actually calculating like how I get points because I wasn't sure how you get points. What is your score based on? And here I see that I have the collector because of course I start with 4 copies of non-starter deck items. Yeah, the librarian, I have more than 35 cards in my deck, 44. So that's pretty fun. That was the game. That was the daily climb. I thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little review of my latest daily challenge. Check out my other videos if you want to. You can check them out on my channel. If you liked it, you can give a like and subscribe if you want to see more things here on the channel. All right, see y'all. Bye-bye.